Tonight on CFTK-TV News, a country singer from BC will be making his way to the province. We'll look at a fire on Vancouver Island that has exploded in size, and the Miles for Marcus runners recently completed their journey.
Northwest BC's only television news team. We are CFTK-TV News.
Good evening, I'm Cael Maslin, and here's what's making the news in the Northwest and beyond for the day. The Regional District of Bulkley to Chaco sent out a statement announcing that they were rescinding evacuation alerts for a pair of nearby wildfires. The wildfires in question were listed on their websites as G41285 and G51179, with the alerts being dropped because of recommendations from the BC Wildfire Service. All the residents in the affected areas can breathe a bit easier for now, and any updates on evacuation alerts or orders in the area can be found on the Regional District's website. The Prince Rupert Port Authority recently released their 2024 annual report, which laid out all of their key operational statistics in addition to their infrastructure improvements. The most interesting reveal in the report might have been the fact that the authority gained $30 million in net income despite seeing a 1% decrease in cargo volumes from 2023. It was also mentioned by the report that serious progress was made on a pair of major projects in the CAN Export Project and the Ridley Energy Export Facility, and the authority touted their work in improving local environmental leadership and stewardship. The entirety of the report is available on the PRPA's website. Miles for Marcus, a journey that began in Prince Rupert, has now reached its finish line in Terrace. Helen Asante was there as Noah Allison and his friends crossed the final stretch of their 144-kilometer tribute.
Noah, joined by two friends, ran from Prince Rupert to Terrace, covering roughly 144 kilometers to raise awareness and support for cancer research. After days of determination and steady pace, the trio successfully made it to Terrace, greeted by cheers from family and friends. We caught up with Noah on the final leg of that journey.
So far, it's been everything. We've had a lot of high highs and a lot of low lows. I've felt some pains that I haven't felt in my life so far, and we've had a tough time pushing through. But that being said, we're halfway through day 4. We're officially halfway. I'm not worried about my time or my pace or anything like that, so I'm just moving forward, walk when I need to walk, run when I can, and just keep moving forward. 3.5 days in, and we made it to Terrace, so I think I've done about 130 kilometers of running so far in the last 3.5 days, so already a big record for me.
So yeah, I usually don't run very often, so this is like a yearly thing that I do with Noah, just to catch up with him. And then this year I wanted to go a little further than I usually do, but it's fun. Yeah, I really like running with Noah. Yeah.
Very inspirational. Noah is an awesome dude. He inspires me every day more than he'll ever know, and he's doing it for a great cause. Like, cancer affects all of us in different ways, and it's just a blessing to have such a beautiful soul doing such a beautiful thing. So thank you, Noah.
Appreciate that. Thank you.
Noah's mom shares what she believes Marcus, Noah's late father, would have said if he were here today.
At this point, he would say he's very honored that all of this is for me, because that's what he would say, and he would be very thankful, and he would be very emotional, because this is big and this is huge, and this is something that we hoped will inspire people for many generations, because this is the real deal. Cancer has affected a lot of people, and it's affected people in a lot of very negative ways, but we're trying to make it into a positive, and if this is how we have to do it, then so be it. We are all in 144 kilometers, 300 kilometers, 5,000 kilometers, we're all in.
For Noah, the run was more than just a physical challenge. It was a tribute to his father's legacy and a reminder of the power of community coming together for a cause. Helen Asante, CFTK-TV News, Terrace.
And now for a look at an upcoming music tour for a singer from BC who will be coming straight to the heart of northern BC. British Columbian-born singer Dallas Smith recently announced his latest touring schedule, which is set to start within a few days and last until close to Christmas time. And it's partly noteworthy for the fact that it will take place entirely in Canada, but some of his stops might be very appealing to northern BC residents. Over the course of 3 straight days in October, Smith will make his way throughout several northern BC communities by first stopping at Prince Rupert's Leicester Centre of Arts on October 7th, before going to Kitimat's Mount Elizabeth Theatre on the 8th, and then on the 9th he'll head off to Terrace's R.E.M. Lee Theatre. Smith has said that his reasoning for laying out the tour the way he did was partially because he's looking to visit areas that he hasn't been to before. And while it wasn't intentionally thought of at the start, Smith admitted in a recent interview to making his tour exactly 51 dates, in reference to Donald Trump's 51st state comments, once he realized that his tour was closing in on that number of dates anyways. The singer, who also doubles as the frontman of a rock band called Default, will be playing acoustic music on this tour, and tickets were set to go on sale today. For CFTK-TV News, I'm Cael Maslin. Coming up next, calls are being made to try and get a charity back its funding. Welcome back. A new out-of-control wildfire burning on Vancouver Island has exploded in size since it was discovered, and it now covers close to 14 square kilometers near Port Alberni. As CTV's Ben Bilger shows us, officials say it's a reminder of how quickly things can escalate in the tinder dry parts of BC.
This is horrible.
This fire flared up on Monday evening. Burning on both sides, it quickly forced the closure of the highway to Bamfield.
When my son and I looked to the side, there was flames coming out on our side of the road too, and I was like, I need to get out of here now.
Burning about 15 kilometers from Port Alberni, people could immediately see it from town with smoke pumping from the hillside.
Every 30 seconds, the fire is moving 200 feet. And that's what this thing did last night, 10 minutes from the bottom all the way to the top.
The regional district has put about 50 properties on evacuation order, but none are residential homes. The evacuation area does include the China Creek Campground and Marina, where a number of people were forced out Monday night.
The flames were incredible. The smoke was billowing, and we're lucky the smoke was blowing south, away from the marina and that, but they evacuated us. The marina did a great job of getting everybody out.
A fire near Soyuz briefly shut down Highway 3 Monday night. Crews have since gained the upper hand, and evacuation alerts have been rescinded. Local officials say the close call is a good reminder for people to always be prepared.
Conditions can definitely change quickly during wildfire season or anytime if there's an emergency. So being prepared to leave, whether you're at home or at work or traveling, is really important.
Back on Vancouver Island, the BC Wildfire Service says the Underwood fire is exhibiting rank 4 and 5 behavior, with flames burning in the treetops. People are also being urged to hope for the best, but prepare for the worst.
This is Vancouver Island. We're doing great here. We just need to hold together, come together, and support one another.
More than 60 wildland firefighters are battling the blaze, with more expected to join the fight in the coming days. Ben Bilger, CTV News.
A Metro Vancouver charity that provides services to low-income Chinese seniors said it's in survival mode after the province halted its funding. The charity, local politicians, and seniors in need have since called on the Premier to renew the province's support. CTV's Kevin Chirac has the story.
Happy New Year, Gaia!
Earlier this year, Premier Eby celebrated the Lunar New Year with the Gaia Community Care and Wellness Society, a charity that provides caregiving services to vulnerable Chinese seniors living independently.
Thank you for supporting our seniors.
Flash forward to today.
We are not asking for charity. We are asking for the respect of the senior.
Gaia reps with political backing rally outside the NDP cabinet offices in downtown Vancouver, presenting petition letters written by seniors and caregivers addressed to the Premier.
The message is really simple. All they ask is for the NDP government to restore the funding.
The organization's executive director says the province contributed $350,000 the last 2 years, making up around 40% of Gaia's budget, and without it, the charity's future is uncertain.
We are talking about the service to the senior.
Some seniors visibly emotional, including Hua Jian Yu, a 74-year-old who suffered a stroke a few years ago and lives in subsidized housing. Through a translator, he says he relies on services for everything from getting groceries to doctor's appointments and social connection.
When
Without Gaia's support, he says he wouldn't know how he would go on.
It's absolutely critically important that this program is restored back to the funding and expanded as we go into the future. We're going to be seeing far more seniors age into care over the next decade, and the province is woefully behind in this area.
A recent report found the wait list for long-term care in BC has risen by 200% over the past decade. Gaia argues its services saves the province money by keeping seniors in their homes.
There's a shortage, huge shortage of a long-term care home, and we are trying to help the government to save the senior and save the money for the government.
The Housing Ministry tells CTV News the 2-year funding commitment is over, but it's leaving the door open for future support. However, there's no timeline or guarantee of help, and the ministry also emphasizing it's facing significant budget challenges. Kevin Chirac, CTV News, Vancouver.
There are calls coming from BC's cannabis industry to change the way products are labeled. They say there's too much emphasis on THC, the psychoactive component in cannabis, and that other qualities should be highlighted instead. As CTV's Isabella Zavarisi reports, one company says it has the research to prove it.
At Pure Sun Farms in Delta, one of Canada's largest cannabis producers, 500,000 cannabis plants are growing.
There's 12,430 plants in this room as is.
The plants are unique, but that's not reflected on the packaging.
I can guarantee you one thing, what's actually on the label is not what's in the bag.
What is on the bag, as required by Health Canada, is the total THC, or tetrahydrocannabinol, the active compound in the plant.
They think THC levels equates quality, and that's not the case.
Pure Sun Farms wants labeling requirements changed, opting instead for a range of THC.
The easiest way to explain it, if you buy a bottle of alcohol, you're not buying a bottle of alcohol just to have, because it's 13% alcohol. If you buy a bottle of wine, you're going to look at the grapes, the region.
In July, the company published peer-reviewed research.
And the bottom line is, it is variable. It's a natural product. It's going to have variability and variation in the amount of THC, as much as we were seeing between 3 and 7%.
The Director of Research and Development at Pure Sun Farms says this research benefits the end user.
We really are trying to bring research to help support consumer safety. When you are going to go out for an evening and you're going to drink wine, if you're driving home, you might only have a glass or two. You really know how to control your dose and your experience. With cannabis, it's a little bit trickier because the percentage isn't exactly what's in there.
One craft cannabis producer agrees.
It goes to show how much we can really teach consumers. Once we take away the stigma that it's high THC that makes the plant, no, it's a lot more. It's the THC, it's the terpenes, it's the entourage effect that you get.
Health Canada says it amended its labeling requirements in March to simplify how THC and CBD are displayed on products. For Pure Sun Farms, the goal is to start a new conversation, one less focused on potency and more about encouraging people to consider the plant's other qualities. Isabella Zavarisi, CTV News, Delta.
And now we take a look at both your nightly and weekly weather forecast. On the north coast, there's a chance of drizzle tonight with a low of 13 degrees, and the rest of the week expects to be all rainy with a high shifting from 17 to 15 degrees. In the Terrace-Kitimat area, they could expect a few clouds at a low at 11 degrees tonight, as their upcoming week also calls for lots of rain and clouds as well, with their high moving from 13 to 17 degrees. And in the Bulkley Valley and Lakes District, the forecast for tonight predicts a chance of showers and a low at 5 degrees, while the next week or so also expects just a whole bunch of clouds and rain, with the high bouncing from 21 to 18 degrees. Checking out the highways now, visit Drive BC for the latest and up-to-date conditions, and as always, drive safe out there. Highway 16 has construction work, bridge maintenance, utility work, road maintenance work, vehicle recovery, paving operations, and line painting. Highway 37 has bridge construction, and Highway 37A is still dealing with falling rocks between west of Medziadin and east of Stewart, along with paving operations. And this is what the roads were looking like this afternoon around the region from the view of the province's highway cams. Still to come, e-scooter related injuries have been a problem in various places throughout Canada. Welcome back. E-scooter use is on the rise in Vancouver after their services were expanded to the downtown core this summer. And new data shows there's also been a rise in hospitalizations related to e-scooter injuries. And it's not just a local problem. CTV's Tim Brock explains.
3 years ago, Jan Lopez bought her own e-scooter.
I love exploring the city, and we have so many bike paths that, I normally wouldn't take advantage of because I don't have a bike, and so that's why I decided to get a scooter.
She's put hundreds of kilometers into these wheels, but as she cruises, she's noticed some changes on the concrete.
More inexperienced people probably are riding the scooters and just don't understand the dangers. One wrong move, one awkward rock in the wrong place, and you can easily fall.
Data from the Canadian Institute for Health Information shows just that. It says in the year ending last April, nearly 1,000 Canadian riders were hospitalized because of e-scooter injuries. That's a 22% increase over the year before. 234 Albertans were hurt, many with wrist or ankle fractures, some with much worse.
We've seen broken jaws, we've seen, total facial smash where people have a lot of dental work to get done. We see C-spine injuries, sometimes in the neck.
There are ways to cut down on crashes. Experts say to only ride sober and single.
If we want to make the scooters safer, we make traffic safer, right? We make more bike lanes, more multi-use paths, things like that. And then the scooters aren't hitting people on the sidewalk and they're not hitting cars on the road or being hit by cars on the road.
Perhaps the easiest fix, play it safe and slow down.
I think that you can control the scooter very good. You just have to be careful when you ride it.
It looks just like a fun toy that you can play around with, but they actually are really dangerous.
Tim Brook, CTV News, Calgary.
They lived life to the fullest. That's how a couple from Nanaimo is being remembered. They ran a popular YouTube channel about off-roading, but both died in a rollover accident in the Kootenays last week. Here's CTV's Shannon Patterson on how they're being honored.
We found paradise.
Matthew Yeomans and Stacy Tureau loved adventure and documented their off-road exploits on their popular YouTube channel, Toyota World Runners.
They were amazing people, and they were so talented and so full of life.
On Thursday, August 7th, the engaged couple from Nanaimo were off-roading in the Kootenays when their vehicle rolled down a steep slope.
Coincidentally, one of our managers was in the area and passed some of the other vehicles that were with this couple. They'd come down the mountain to try and alert emergency services, as well as use their phone, I think, for a satellite alert. So they managed to flag him down and let him know what was going on.
When search and rescue arrived, they found Yeomans had been ejected from the vehicle and Tureau was trapped inside. Both of them succumbed to their injuries.
At first, it was just so tragic and emotional, and now it's like sinking in that I can't talk to him anymore. I felt like I wanted to make some sort of a video just in remembrance of them.
So fellow off-road creator and friend Nate Pickle posted this tribute to Yeomans and Tureau on his YouTube channel, Dirt Lifestyle.
They were huge huggers, Matt and Stacy, and there was always this baked in level of silliness to everything that we did together.
We're gonna get it to work. This isn't how the story ends.
That Canadian positivity, though.
Yeomans was an experienced off-roader. He and Tureau lived in a vehicle that they built and drove through South America and across Canada.
I would say the majority of people that we rescue are very well prepared. Just something happens that they didn't intend to happen.
There's so much left that's unfinished, and there's just so much potential, which is why this is so tragic.
Pickle had 4 more adventures planned with Yeomans and Tureau, who recently gave him 4 small bottles of Canadian whiskey.
These 4 trips that I had left planned with them, I'm going to do them and consume one of these gifts from him while I'm on the trip at some point, and just think about them and remember them.
Shannon Patterson, CTV News.
And now we turn our attention to how the stock markets are looking as of today compared to yesterday. The Canadian dollar is up 0.04 of a cent. The price of gold is up $9.30. Oil is down 52 cents. Natural gas is up 1 cent. Aluminum is up $17.50. In Toronto, the TSX is up 72.17 points. The Venture Index is down 2.14. In New York, the Dow Jones is up 463.66, and NASDAQ is up 31.24. Still ahead, Taylor Swift made a major announcement in a somewhat unexpected place. Welcome back. Taylor Swift isn't ready to calm down, fresh off her worldwide Eras tour that wrapped up in Vancouver in December. The superstar is stepping back into the spotlight in style with a surprise announcement on her boyfriend Travis Kelce's podcast. She's about to release her 12th studio album. CTV's Andrea Cael has more.
Speculation about an announcement from Taylor Swift was running rampant on Monday after this teaser promoting a special guest on her NFL star boyfriend Travis Kelce and his brother Jason's popular podcast, New Heights. Sleuths quickly figured out this cutout matched this photo. Then, 12 minutes later, Taylor Nation, an official branch of her marketing team, posted photos of Swift wearing orange and the caption, thinking about when she said, "See you next era." Then this.
Such a nice color on you.
Yes. She broke the news herself this morning, August 12th at 12:12. She would be releasing her 12th album.
So I wanted to show you something.
Okay. What do we got?
We got
A briefcase.
Yep.
Mint green with TS on it.
Yep.
What's in it?
This is my brand new album, The Life of a Showgirl.
I think it's awesome. I love Taylor Swift.
Why is it awesome?
Because all her music's great.
I think that's great. I mean, I've been listening to Taylor since as a kid too, since 2012. So new album, that's crazy. It's great.
While the 35-year-old 14-time Grammy winner has often referred to her ex-boyfriends in her lyrics, she's never made an album announcement this way and rarely does interviews or appears on podcasts. No official date has been given as to when it will be released, but fans can pre-order The Life of a Showgirl on Swift's website now, and vinyl editions will be shipped before October 13th.
I think she's done extremely well. I think she's conducted herself in a very professional, amazing way, really. I think that she deserves all of the success she has.
Andrea Cael, CTV News.
A crash near Fort St. John between a tanker truck and SUV claimed the life of a motorist. Police say the crash happened on Highway 97 just north of the city. The driver of the SUV was declared dead at the scene. They say the investigation shows the SUV was traveling south when it ran a red light and crashed into the tanker truck that was turning left onto the highway. The highway was closed for a short period of time while the investigation took place. That's all our news for now. From everyone at CFTK-TV News, I'm Cael Maslin. Thanks for watching.